What is going on, American Fan March here? This is Fragbox TV, and man, we have some incredible new corals that have just arrived in the shop. So we're going to do one of these videos where I kind of walk through, give you my commentary, tell you what catches my eye, and all that fun stuff. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Welcome to Toronto. Welcome to our store here that specializes in these lovely little things here, saltwater aquariums. A little bit of, let me give you a couple updates before we jump into all the crazy shenanigans, like, oh my god, like that one right there. Next week we have some friends visiting from England. They are coming over from Advanced Aquarium Consultancy from Essex. So we're gonna do some, we're gonna go on a little road trip. We're gonna go check out Tidal Gardens. We're gonna shoot some content here. We're gonna go over to Patrick's place. So that should be a lot of fun and lots of good old Englishman banter in all the videos, so I can't wait for that. Fragbox is coming to Chattanooga, Reefstock, Tennessee at the end of August, so if you're going to be there, then maybe we'll see you guys there. And if you're looking for one of our, man, this thing is just, boom, looking so good. Our Pico tank right now, free shipping on the Reef Casa site in North America. Oh, yes, perfect. Hello, thank you. That's what we need, just an appearance of Twinkie, the mantis shrimp. This tank is coming up, I think, on 6 months, no water change. It's part of a long video series that I'm doing that I'm really testing the limits of no water change. I was really inspired by some people that are able to keep tanks like that. So we're trying some new tricks. It's not something we normally recommend, but as you see, it is looking really good. Okay, so let's walk through these. If you see something in the video you like, and you live in Canada, we are happy to send it to you. Just shoot us a screenshot and then we can give you a price. It takes us like a week, sometimes even longer, to work through all of these because there's so many new pieces. The sound, Kavina, you're making with that tape gun is driving me nuts. Okay, it's okay. We'll start over here with some of the torch corals. Now, this one is kind of funny because she's like over there in the corner looking at me with the tape gun. This one actually came dry. Dry guy. Do they still say that these days? Does anyone say that? No? My young staff is shaking their head like I'm an old man. That's what we used to say growing up. It's dry guy. It means like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like mean. But anyways, this came dry. Came without water. 40 hours transit and still looks really good. Actually, I don't know what they did to our torch box. The other boxes came really great. These ones came mangled. So a lot of these ones that are still kind of closed, I'm surprised that they're even alive. Came without any water in the bag. There was just enough of that like suction of the water and the plastic to keep them moist, but really not submerged at all. That being said, they still look really good, and I'm seeing a gold variety here that I don't think I've quite seen yet before from Australia. This is closer to something I would expect to come from Bali or Indonesia, but this is actually from Australia. It's got a really cool white tip and some really neat like green iridescent hues kind of hiding underneath. The nice thing about Australian corals is these, when they're looking good, this is the only place you get real, that I found, real purple torch. So these are purple, and then you got a really nice pink tip finished off with a beautiful green mouth. I feel like I'm describing food sometimes. You know, like, oh, it has a pistachio base and it's caramelized at 400 degrees and it has a beautiful balsamic in it. You know, I feel like I almost want to eat it. They look so good. Okay, let me just kind of go on the other side of the torches because they more or less all look the same. Not 100% there yet. This one looks good. You know, same sort of idea, but I want to show you the acans because this, I think, is really the star of the show. I would say this is the nicest shipment of acans that we've gotten ever here in the shop. They were all hand selected by yours truly. The supplier is awesome. They really take the time with us and let us get into the nitty gritty. And I am going to start an acan garden at home in my Reef Casa Laguna tank, just because we have so much to choose from right now. Like, look at the colors. You know, on the channel, I'm always trying to avoid the word rainbow. I don't like the word rainbow. I think it's overused. I think it's a marketing ploy. Because you see it on the site, it's not me. It's the staff here. They like the word. You guys like the word, actually. When we throw the word rainbow onto corals, a very high probability it's going to sell. And I like to reserve that word for pieces that truly, that they're just, you know, phenomenal, that really are deserving of that word. So I want to see 4 to 5 colors. I know a lot of retailers are going to call this a rainbow acan, even ones like this. You know, they're beautiful, but they're only 2 colors. In my books, to be considered rainbow, you got to be something like, here we're getting close. I'm seeing orange, yellow, white, blue. That piece that I first started on, pretty darn close. You know, if somebody out there was calling this a rainbow acan, I would have no quarrels with them. Nice thing about the acans too, look at how close they are. They're all in the same family, so they can touch and they're not going to hurt each other, so really easy to do gardens. And this is really funky. Look at this one here. This is a really unusual color on its own, this kind of teal light color, but look how it's fused actually with another one. So if I kind of, sorry buddy, I'm just going to bother you for a second for the purposes of YouTube. The actual skeleton, I'll show you here as the flesh sort of pulls in. It's not 2 pieces glued together, it's 2 pieces that have fused together, and the same thing goes for this one right over here. You can see they'll actually go right in between each other the same way that certain species of zoanthids will. They don't fuse, but they grow seamlessly into one another. Now, just beautiful. They are quite expensive, and I find that they just sell better in the store as frags. So if you see one again in the video that you gotta have, screenshot, and we'll get to fragging. They like about a week or 2 to heal before they're ready to go. And then the Scolies, these only come from Australia. This is one of the reasons why we do order from there, is just to get our hands on some of these beautiful ones. And something we've been experimenting with here in the shop, this is really recent for us, is fragging them. I've seen other people do it. I've seen that some of the Reefapaloozas people are selling frags. So I thought, you know what, let's try it. This one is coming up on about 2 months old, and it's healed really nicely. It's almost getting back to, you know, a circular kind of shape. These ones are about, I want to say a week, maybe less than a week old, but they look great for just being cut into 4 pieces. I think that if I took you and ran you through a bandsaw and cut you into 4 pieces, you would not look this good after a week. But these guys are healing up nicely. I'm seeing 1 death so far. Right there looks like probably a lobo. Oh man, talking about lobos, I gotta jump over to the other side. Take a look at these ones right here. Incredible. But there's one that came in that when I pulled it out of the bag made me just like, woo! I gave out like a little unanticipated sound that kind of startled myself with joy and excitement, because the color on this thing just, man, that is a special piece. I absolutely hate shipping these things. They are meant to pop bags. We triple, quadruple bag. They still pop the bag. They are a pain in the butt to ship. Even coming here, I can tell you about 50% of the ones that arrive here arrive with no water in the bag dry. But apparently it's okay. They look pretty good. Check out these Favias too. We don't usually have too many Favias in the store. They gotta be something special for me to get excited about them, and this is definitely one of them. We have like almost burgundy. It's not really red. It's like a cherry red, but the eyes, look at the yellow, the way that it just encompasses the center mouth. It's really cool. This is one that we get a little bit more often. We call this one the Bulbasaur. This is really funky. It's like almost a dragon soul, but a little bit nicer. It's just got a slight variation. We don't usually order too many sun corals, but I'll usually bring in 1 or 2, so you know if somebody's looking for them. And when these corals are really happy and in love with each other, they do this right here. They kiss. I'm just kidding. This is a torch coral attacking a long tentacle clay coral, and we definitely do not want that. A lot of people think these are torch, or they often get confused with anemone. So if you don't know what you're looking for, until you really turn them over on the other side, oh, look at that. Definitely not a torch. It's completely flat. It's got a really cool base. I want to show you this one here as well. This is neat. This is the Blastomusa merletti. They're almost like mini blastos. This would be our, I call them traditional blastos, or more common blastos, like this one here. The Latin name is Blastomusa. I call them blastos. Really easy. I think of them as like acan's fatter cousins. Exact same care requirements. Everything the same, except they just get a little bigger. But this one right here, it actually has a blue center, which the camera isn't doing the best job of picking up. and I'm trying to keep the camera steady. I did see your comment about getting a gimbal. I am in the research phase. If I'm gonna get one, I want to get a good one. So I am looking at them. You guys have put up with my shaky camera skills for the better half of, I think, 3 years. The channel's coming up on. Let me show you over here some of the nice elegance corals that we got in. And they look big, but they're actually quite small. So if I just pick one up here just to show you the base, perfect for smaller tanks. Maybe you have a reef casa tank, who knows? Not a very big base, maybe like an inch, inch and a half. So I'm usually looking for smaller, meaty LPS because I find that they're actually a little bit more rare. Oh, I just realized the flow just came on. Eli, if you don't mind, can you open the AI app and hit, it's on the iPad, it should be already open, and just hit pumps off so that we can get a really nice viewing experience for the YouTubers out there. So we just hooked up the new Orbit 4s across the entire tank here. Absolutely love them. Shot a video on that. That'll come out soon. There's really no chronological order to the way I upload these. It's a little bit of, you know, what's new, what I'm excited about, what do I want to share with you guys first, along with what do I have time to shoot and talk about. So those will come soon, and I can't say enough good things about these pumps. Remember, we're not sponsored on the channel. If you guys hear us talk about something we like, it's because we honestly do really love the product. So these are some montiporas that we got, and this is not something I would typically order. This is actually not something I did order. They just sent them in the box to sort of fill in the box with extra space, and I'm happy they did because they're really, really cool. They looks like it's maybe an encrusting type. This looks like it might want to be what we call, again, a rainbow Monty. I don't like that word. And this one over here too, I think it's a Montipora. I want to say Danae. I might be pronouncing that wrong, D-A-N-A-E. But it's funky and different, and it definitely, anything different gets me going. You know, I like to see different corals because I'm doing this for so long, for almost 15 years, and you get used to just seeing the same things over and over. So I'm always looking for those little nuances, those little differences in corals, even if it's something really small that you wouldn't typically notice. These are absolutely beautiful. Cynaria. Why am I always pronouncing it wrong? I just said that I've been doing this for a very long time, and then in the same sentence, can't even pronounce the Latin names of a very simple coral. But anyways, regardless what you want to call them, cushion coral, glass coral, a lot of these things have many different nicknames. They have their proper Latin name, but then they'll have a couple different nicknames, and this one has a few of them. Regardless, whatever you're going to call them, they're really, really nice. A couple different lobos here too as well. This one's kind of funky. Green on green, like two different shades of green. Some other nice Favia over here, and I will just jump over to the other side of the tank and show you some of the flower pot, because I went a little bit nuts with the ordering. So I ordered this one about a month ago, and I kind of forgot. I don't remember, you know, after a month what I ordered. And so it's kind of fun because then when it shows up, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I ordered all that, and it's here. So I was a little bit surprised to see how many flower pots, but pleasantly surprised because just, well, you can see they look great. Nice colors, alveoporas. I have a little bit of a preference for alveoporas over gonies, not because of care or anything like that. I like visually how big the polyp is on them. You can just see like they're a lot chunkier, meatier. These are not scientific terms. They just look very appealing. But the gonies are where you get some of the crazy colors. These ones are not fully open yet. Some of these smaller frags, like check out that one there. And we have a power outage in the store. Crazy. Let's go outside and see if we are the only ones. Very unscripted here on the channel. Never know what you're gonna get. Let's go see. Okay, boom, the power is back on. We got lucky. That was a really short one there, like less than 20 minutes. It doesn't happen very often here. I would say our power is quite reliable. Maybe like, I don't know, I can't really remember the last time it happened. One of the hard things about bringing in a shipment like this is fighting the urge to keep corals, because I have this dilemma where I bring them in to sell them and make money, but also I become emotionally involved with them like a freaking coral loser that I am, and I want to keep a lot of them. So what I do is, my rule, in order to avoid that, you know, and I'm always looking at, you know, that distinction between you know, hobbyist and business owner, is I will limit myself to just one piece. So after that little monologue, I'm gonna go ahead and break my rule and keep a bunch of them. No, I'm kidding. What I'm gonna do, I think this time, and rather than keeping a whole colony, is I really want an acan garden at home, and it's not every day we have a selection, a plethora, that's the word, a plethora of acans here. So I think what I'll do is just keep one head off my favorite one. So it's going to be like that one, 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 that you see where I'm going with this? One of each variety, and then just take the 20 of them and glue them to one individual rock and feed the crap out of them, because I find that feeding for these is really key to getting them looking their best. A lot of people come in the shop and admire this tank here, especially our yellow Fiji leather. What? March, where do you get one of those? You guys forget you're talking to a coral god. Okay, my ego's getting inflated. Over here, the acants. See how puffy they are? Look at that. You can tell the difference between ones we've had in the store for quite some time and ones that have just arrived. When they're looking their best, oh, they look like this. Little, call them little Timbits, but you only understand what that is if you live here, or I guess if you have a Tim Hortons and maybe live in New York or something. Little donuts. That's what we want them to look like. The size almost of golf balls, each individual head. And I find the key to that is really feeding them. The best thing to feed them is this, chicken souvlaki. They love eating. No, I'm just kidding, right over here. Give them some of this. Take the coral curry, mix it with the hot sauce. It's a dog. Oh, there you are. Oh, are you bothering the staff? Is that why you're in the back? That's why. Mix those two together, spot feed them. You're gonna love it. Corals are gonna love it. They're all gonna look fantastico. Okay, I think that's it. Again, if you saw anything in the video that you just absolutely need to have, and you live in Canada, because you really can't ship these things internationally without proper permits or paperwork. We did just ship some actually to Iceland, oddly enough, but everything was set up and, you know, for us to do that. So if you want to take the time to figure out how to import corals, yeah, we'll send them to you, but otherwise, Canadians only. Sorry guys. Or just drive over here and come pick them up and smuggle them back in your trunk. I didn't say that. Anyways, we'll catch you back here on the next episode of Fragbox TV, hopefully without any power outages. Bye for now.